Hi there, this is Rob, and this is the overnight overview for Monday. Despite somewhat tight action, Friday generated some compelling studies, and we got a borderline short trigger that I took for a nice profit. 3 or 4 days a week I run the trading room near the close for Overnight Edge's subscribers. Days that the room is closed, I began posting my thoughts on the discussion room login page. Friday's notes were posted in red near the top. Friday I said that if ES closed at 1436.50 or higher and within 1.25 points of its daily high, I would go short at the 4:15 p.m. close. I also indicated I used a standard stop and target on this trade. I made this decision based on 1. A number of studies that were shown in the Edge Finder suggesting a downside edge, and 2. The odd sheet readings for ES. Let's flip to the odd sheet and I'll discuss what I saw there. Really, it was a borderline call. As you can see, though ES averages met the minimum criteria for a short trade and therefore were highlighted in orange, it was not confirmed by either the weighted averages or any of the other futures or ETFs. In fact, QQQ even posted odds that suggested a possible upside edge. Most of the time, if an odd sheet looks like this, I'll pass on an overnight trade. But in this case, the Edge Finder provided 3 unrelated and compelling studies suggesting a solid probability of an overnight move lower. So like I showed in my trading room notes, I took a short position. I also mentioned in the notes that I would use standard stops and targets. This translated to a 9.5 point stop and a 4.5 point target. Let's take a look at the chart and see how it played out. When the market opened Sunday night, it was already down about 1.5 points. It never attempted a rebound, but instead began a slow slide lower. My target was at 1433.75, and I was filled for a 4.5 point profit a little after 11 p.m. Eastern. Price stayed negative for the rest of the night, but never got too much below our exit target. In the end, the market gapped down 2.75 points, so I was fortunate to be able to make 4.5 on this one. So far, the gap down is not filled. Let's take a look at other times ES has closed at a 50-day high, and the next day left an unfilled gap down. Results here show just slightly more gaps down than gaps up have followed this setup. What's interesting, though, is that the gaps down have been substantially larger. Bottom line with this one is these results on their own would not likely get me excited about a short trade, but they could give me pause if I was considering a long overnight trade.